Kenny Hope, my man, how you doing?
500 grand strong, baby. Hanging in there, man. It's Monday.
Oh yeah, you,
Yes,
you
sir.
sound you sound very low key, man. You're right, man. You good? I know it's Monday, but damn,
I'm chill. I'm good, man. I'm on
chill.
spring break. I'm on spring break from school. So,
Oh, that's
yeah.
right. Today,
Yeah.
right?
It started. Well, Friday was our last day. So,
Oh, so you chilling right now?
I'm just taking it day by day. I went to the movie. I saw A Working Man with Jason Statham. That was a good action movie.
Hold up, people still go to the movies to
I
to the
still
to the
do.
theater?
I do. I love going to the movie theaters. That's one of my
No, I
favorite
know
things
that,
to
but
do.
still, like in 2025, we still do that.
I'm one of the people that put it in business, so yeah, I still do that.
Okay.
That's
Um,
that's
you
great.
can follow Kenny Holt on. I know I forgot something here. Damn. Oh, wrong guy. There you go. Kenny Holt at Cowabunga underscore K underscore E underscore N. Myself, Randy J. Cruz, RENDY, letter J C R U Z. Podcasts on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, also on Amazon Music. Go to youtube.com/, Cruise Control Podcast. Go ahead, download, rate, comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Show us some love and support for your boys on the program. We are doing this live on X and on YouTube Monday night, April 14th, following Monday Night Raw. So anybody got some questions, feedback, comments, as we are now 1 week away or a couple of days away from WrestleMania this
Yeah,
weekend. Um, all the matches are pretty much set. We have night
yeah,
one, we got night two. Later on, we got our boy Terrence coming on, and our
yeah.
boys from the public. Oh, okay, you're doing a fucking. You're throwing me off, bro. I'm like, why you keep saying yeah, yeah? Like, all right, our
So-
our friends from the Public Enemies podcast will also join us. Also, Terrence Watson at Lower East Scribe. So, uh, there you go. Did
yeah,
I put myself on mute real quick?
I'm just excited, man. It's WrestleMania week, bro.
Yeah, listen, man. If you see me now, I got a pair of glasses on. I don't
Hey,
normally wear it for the show, but the last couple of days, it's been bugging out. So it's like, I gotta lay low on the contacts. So it's a little annoying me, but trying to get through it. Um,
shout out to the
listen, bro.
Lens Crew.
That's right. Listen, bro. It's WrestleMania. It's this weekend. We speak about it every week about
Yeah,
options and matches and what do you think and predictions and what's gonna happen. So we are finally here. I think no other matches are gonna be made from
yeah.
now until Friday. Yo, shut up, bro. It's annoying me. Jesus Christ.
Sorry.
Um, I'm doing good, noob. Thank you for popping up as always. We really appreciate your love and support as always. Are you in the WrestleMania season? Do you feel like it's Mania season? What matches are you most excited about for WrestleMania? Let us know. But yeah, man, just listen. Since January, since the Netflix debut, we've been on the show like, hey, WrestleMania, Mania, 2 months in matches, and what do you think? Triple threat, da, da, da. It's finally here. Are you happy that it's finally here so that we don't have to keep talking about WrestleMania every show?
I'm actually pretty excited. Everything that's leading up to it. It's like the rest this time of year when it's WrestleMania, it's like Christmas for wrestling fans. So
Yeah.
we're just expecting it, just waiting for it to unravel. It's not a Christmas morning. It's like a
Hmm.
WrestleMania evening. Now we get the joy of seeing 2 nights of anticipation and greatness. So we're just
Yeah.
waiting to see what happens. So I think everyone's waiting to see. Tonight we got a really good banger leading up to it, and then Friday,
Yeah.
and so we're excited for what happens on the night of WrestleMania, night 1 and 2. But
Mhm.
everyone's gonna really, but also we looking forward to the night after WrestleMania. So
You're right.
this is a big lead up. This is like the NBA Finals. This is the Super Bowl. This is the World Series when it comes to wrestling. You get
Mhm.
WrestleMania, and this is
Yeah.
where even though wrestling still continues
Mhm.
afterwards, this because wrestling has no postseason, but
That's right.
this is one event everyone will be looking forward to, not
Mhm.
just wrestling fans. Everyone's going to be tuned in.
Yeah.
If you are not a diehard wrestling fan, but I guarantee you know what a WrestleMania is.
Mhm.
Everything is wrestling. You heard me.
So before I get to Ben from Public Enemy Podcast, I want to run down this entire week. I, I
Run it up.
I want you to tell me of what are you gonna be watching because there's a lot of programming going on from
Okay.
obviously now until next Tuesday. So obviously
Mm-hmm.
Raw tonight. You got
Yeah.
NXT tomorrow. You
Mm-hmm.
got the WrestleMania kickoff show on Friday, April 18th. Then you got
Mm-hmm.
SmackDown. Then you got the Hall of Fame.
Shoot.
Then you got Stand and Deliver from NXT. Then they have a countdown to WrestleMania. Then there's a WrestleMania Saturday, obviously. Then there's Slammy Awards on the Sunday. Another countdown to WrestleMania Sunday. WrestleMania Sunday. Raw after Mania. NXT. And then SmackDown after Mania. Are you gonna be watching all that programming, bro?
I feel like I'm going to be watching like 70%, 60 to 70% of it.
Yeah.
I'm NXT. I'm gonna try to catch some of the new talent.
Okay.
Friday, definitely watch SmackDown. Catch that Hall of Fame.
Mm,
The Hall of Fame is for diehard fans. Honor, you know, Triple H
that's right.
going to the Hall of Fame. So that's one of the people grew up watching, seeing some good matches between seeing Bret Hart, Stone Cold's match go down into the
Yeah.
Hall of Fame. So that's going to be good. Of course, I'm going to be tuned in for night one WrestleMania, night two Raw after WrestleMania. I know the pre-shows and everything. That's just going to be the review about what we're going to see. That's just
Yeah.
like watching the Super Bowl pre-show when that starts
Yeah.
at
For
12
like five
o'clock.
hours.
Yeah, 5 hours of it. I mean, yeah, it's good
Yeah.
media, it's good PR, but
Right.
I already know what to expect, and now everything you just scroll and get the cliff notes
Mhm.
online on Twitter. So
Yeah.
I just know what I'm going to watch. Yes, that's a lot, but still. What about
Okay.
you,
Part one. Let me get Terrence on here. Terrence,
Terrence?
Yo,
how's the Wi-Fi going, bro? How we looking, bro? How we looking?
Wi-Fi is as strong as a Seth Rollins stomp right now. You know, what I mean, we back
Oh
at
Stomp
it.
yeah, well,
in
two of
GI
them,
Joe
two of them tonight,
boots.
two of them.
Exactly, we back at it. We
All right.
rebooted. You know
What
what I'm
Let
up?
me
saying?
get the fourth man on here. My man Ben from
Ooh,
Public Enemies Podcast.
Hey,
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing great. Nice to see you guys.
Yeah, man.
what
Pleasure,
up? What up?
pleasure.
Good deal.
What up?
Everything
What
good
up?
with you?
Yes, sir. Can't complain. Can't complain. How about y'all?
Doing good, man. We're just, in that WrestleMania mode. We've been talking about it for so many months that we just wanted to get there, get it over with by now. But listen, I'll start with you, man. Everybody talks about this WrestleMania season. Some days it feels like it, some days it doesn't. Which side are you on? Like, does it feel like Mania to you, or it's like a little lackluster this time around compared to 40 last year?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I think we're just spoiled from like last year because it was
Yeah,
so good with the lead up and everything. Even like the matches like outside of like Cody versus Roman, they felt like they were more put together. They felt like the stakes were higher, and it felt like they knew what they wanted WrestleMania 40 to be. And
hmm
WrestleMania 41, outside of like John Cena and Cody Rhodes, it kind of feels like it's not exactly like that same cohesiveness of last year where they were just okay, we're here, there's our idea. It feels like when Donda came out, I remember like there
okay.
were some songs I was like, these fit on here, this fits on here, and then I'm like, yo, what is this even doing here? Last year it felt more like what was it? Like a Tyler Creator album. It feels like, yo, all of these songs belong on here. We have an idea. We know what we're doing, and I'm just not really that into it. But I know once the day gets here, I'll be more, excited about it.
Yeah. Terrence, my man, welcome. And are you now in the same boat? I know we speak about this every week, but now there's no more to. I mean, they got one more SmackDown, but we kind of know what's gonna happen on Mania night one, night two. We actually had the whole entire card for what's on night one and night two. Are you at that point where let's get this shit popping already?
I mean, shout out to Tyler the Creator reference.
That's a fact. That's a
That
fact.
was a good reference.
Word.
Believe it or not, tonight I was kind of like, let's see if they throw us a curveball. You know what I mean? Like, let's see if they spice it up a little bit.
Yeah.
I feel like they have creatively gotten to a point where they're just kind of like creeping towards the finish line. But a little bit of what I feel like is happening is we're all anticipating, like, look at it like, Endgame. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, we had to
Mhm.
get to Endgame, and it's like we got like a couple movies that got us there. We got an Ant-Man movie here. We got, you know what I mean? Like, so it kind of is like, okay, we know what's coming, we know what's next, and I think day of a lot. I just have a feeling that a few of these matches are gonna like pleasantly surprise us. If anything, there's a few people who I'm just sad to see that we don't have on the card. I mean, I understand that we can't have everyone, but if anything, that's
Yeah.
one thing that I'm like, damn, I wish, Chelsea had a match. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Word.
Like, or I wish,
Montez
Street
and
Profits, right? Yeah, I really feel like every time they're at Mania, they bring it. They at least give us a spot worth remembering. So but again, it is what it is, and that is what it is. And I'm sure the day of for night 1 and night 2 is going to be fun.
Kenny,
agree.
you ready, right? You ready for Mania?
Yeah, I'm going in. I'm ready. I'm going in as just trying to be the optimist, keep my cup half full. I like how it's just leading up to the different direction. We're just trying to see, it's different from last year, the last 2 years, even 3 years of WrestleMania. We saw one person bringing it in, but now it's from a different direction, a different lens, and it's just within this new era and this new sudden change as their direction they're going towards. So
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how this is just going to draw people in. I think as we see it on paper, as Steve said, I think more is going to be reveal itself when Mania happens. We're going to see more of it during WrestleMania, and everything that might happen after the bell is rung. We're going to see more gift wrap and unveiling. So I think this is going to be a very it's gonna be some hidden figures, some hidden things that you always gotta. I think you're gonna have to keep your eyes out for.
Ice early picks for the triple threat match. So obviously there's two of them. Let's go right into it, Ben. Let's start with the men. So we got CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, main event night 1 of WrestleMania. For a couple of weeks now, I've been saying this looks like Seth Rollins could be the winner of that match, but seeing what he did tonight makes me also think, all right, he's leaving with the heat on him, walking into Mania. Does that mean somebody else might come out the winner? I don't think it's Roman Reigns. I think it's Punk or Seth. I'm leaning towards Seth Rollins. Which way are you leaning?
Yeah, I gotta go with Seth because this is basically his match to lose. Because after they threw the curveball of him saying like, Paul Heyman, now you owe me a favor. I'm kind of thinking maybe he walks out with Paul Heyman beside him.
Yeah.
Maybe that was the favor that he cashes in on. I don't know. But I think this is definitely like his match to lose. Roman Reigns is, I think, like you said, I don't think they give him this win and then he leaves for another like 3 months. I don't think it's fair to either one of them. And I don't think he needs it at all. This is definitely like a more of a need for CM Punk or for Seth Rollins. But for CM Punk, I don't really think he needs it that much. I think the whole thing with him was just like getting to the main event. I don't think he really cares whether he wins or loses, just as long as like he shows up in the main event. But yeah, I'm going with that.
Yeah. Terrence, seeing have you caught up on Raw? Did you see how it ended?
Yeah,
or no?
so
Okay.
Yeah.
So seeing what you saw on Raw, does that change the mind or perception about who you have winning? Because we probably flip flop every week, but they add different layers to it. Now what you see, Steph is curb stomps both Roman and Punk. Who do you got on Saturday?
I think we all are in agreement that whoever it is, it won't be Roman.
Yeah.
But I think that we need Roman to lose. We need him, and I think the big curveball in the match is somehow, some way, Paul Heyman, whether on purpose or indirectly, is gonna cause Roman to lose the match. This way, he fully now we get a full version of Roman down the line, where it
Yeah.
is like a man with no nation. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he is that desperate, you know, and also a little bit bitter to prove that, oh, you guys, he kind of laid it out. I don't know if you guys saw that promo he did online before
Yeah.
before Raw. That was great. That's one of his best
Yeah.
promos ever. We say that a lot now, don't we? And that's the point. Is he doesn't really need Paul Heyman the way he did when he first got, you know, like became a Paul Heyman guy, because now he can carry his own on the mic, and you know he's truly become like we like we all like to say, like cinematic with his promos, and is gonna tell the story, right? Like at this point I want Paul Heyman to come out with CM Punk. And guys, keep me honest here, but didn't Seth say that he's not gonna cash in on a promise from Paul Heyman?
Who, Paul?
Yeah, didn't he say that? Like he didn't actually want anything out of it. I thought he said that in the ring. Like,
yeah, I think he may have said it. He may have said it just to throw, but not because of Mania, but he's gonna hold that favor. I think he might hold it for a different time. He may not use it for Mania.
Oh, that's what he was saying. Is that he still owes me?
Yeah.
But I don't need it right now, kind of thing. Okay.
Yeah, I don't need to cash it in right now, like Punk would do it.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's Seth for that triple threat match. I think he needs it more than Roman. I think Punk getting the main event was like, I'm good. I'm in the main event. I'm good. I don't gotta win the match. I think Seth needs to walk out the winner. I think he needs it most for his character, for seeing what's next for him. If or with or without Paul Heyman on his side, remains to be seen. But I like the layers. I think last week of letting people know what the favor is, and then you seeing Paul and Roman have a disconnect, and Paul and Roman attacking Paul Heyman tonight. It's like, oh shit, like they're really going that far into the story. So I think like Seth makes valid points to Paul about Punk and Roman, to Roman about Paul. Like it's like, okay, now what's gonna happen at Mania main event? I think Seth wins that match, but in the event Ice was not asking about the men's, I'll start with Ben, the women's triple threat match. Bianca, Rhea, and Io Sky for the Women's World Heavyweight Championship. Ben, this can go either way. If you were a betting man, this can go either way. But as of right now, which way are you leaning towards to?
I think it's Io because they buried her in the background too much, and they put Rhea and Bianca Belair at the forefront with this little rivalry they have going on. I think that continues after WrestleMania, but I think Io kind of like maybe steals the win. I would love for Bianca to get the win and kind of like keep the little streak she has going with like her WrestleMania wins, but ultimately, I think this is just Io's match because, like, yo, she has just been a background character in her own championship match, and I'm not really feeling that all the way, but it is what it is, and I get what they're doing, so I say,
Terrence, Io, are we going with Io for WrestleMania? Are we going with Io?
The closer we get to it, the more I'm looking at Bianca's streak. I don't know how much I know we all know the story of Undertaker's, where they didn't even realize it was a streak until, what was he, close to like in the teens or something? Like somebody else pointed it out, someone backstage, I forget.
Yeah, it wasn't like until I think like the Mark Henry match or something like that. Somewhere along there, they were like, "Oh yeah, the streak going." It might have been the Kane match or something like that.
Something like
the
that.
second Kane match.
It wasn't on purpose, but then it became a part of his legacy, right? And then they wrote it in. They're like front and center with Bianca having a streak. Part of me feels like maybe they'll keep that going, and that'll be part of her lore. You know what I'm saying? Like she's already the EST, and you can't spell EST. You can't spell WrestleMania without EST.
That's
right. So I feel like there's a good chance that maybe we already have a lot of debate around who's Mr. WrestleMania. But we might be establishing our Mrs. WrestleMania. That's why I'm gonna go Bianca.
You know what, T? Hold up.
Uh-oh.
That's a great question. Great question, right?
Which
because so Ben, Terrence is the big Shawn Michaels fan, right?
I am.
Right now, Shawn is okay. Great. Me too. Shawn is Mr. WrestleMania, but if I throw a curveball out there, could a guy like Roman Reigns be Mr. WrestleMania? Because the last time I checked, this is what his 9th main event of a WrestleMania, and I think he has an above 500 record at WrestleMania. Has held a belt, walked in WrestleMania 4 times with the same fucking title. I mean, there could be an argument of like who is like the new modern day WrestleMania or the ultimate Mr. WrestleMania. Are we having that conversation today, or is Shawn Michaels in the story?
I gotta keep it on Shawn Michaels, man. I can't be blasphemous. I can't go against the GOAT. I
Ah,
mean, like,
This
I
guy.
love Roman. I know Roman has been there, and he's put on like what you said, 9 main events or something
yeah.
like that. I think like but the better matches belong to Shawn. Shawn had the more memorable matches. I think like Roman has like 2 or 3 with Brock, and and it's a couple of other ones where I'm like, I give it to Shawn, even though Shawn doesn't have like the better record because I think Shawn has lost most of those. It's just that the matches were better, the stories felt better, and it felt like a bigger, like I wouldn't say a bigger moment, but it just felt like a overall a better story and a better match. So I can't do that. I've seen people having conversations like it could be Seth, it could be this person, it could be that. I can't go against the GOAT.
Mm.
I
Kenny.
gotta chime in. Oh wait, go ahead,
Oh.
Kenny. I want to hear your.
Oh, because
You know me
I already know
better.
what you're gonna say, so you can go last. So Kenny,
I mean, but yeah, sure. Go ahead, Kenny.
so Kenny, the question is it fair to have Roman in that conversation to be as Mr. WrestleMania compared to a guy like a Hall of Famer, 2-time Hall of Famer Shawn Michaels?
I would say Roman would be knocking on the door, but he would be knocking on the door. It wouldn't open, but it's like you looking at the peephole. Like, here's the thing. This is what separates it. Roman's record speaks for itself. It's solidified. It's amazing. And if we was to say that him versus Brock was good. I mean, his last 2 matches with Cody were spectacular. They were really good. The only difference is that Roman hasn't had that career seal match that really held that and made him a Mr. WrestleMania. Because Shawn had 2 great matches against The Undertaker that really made him like. I mean, we already knew he was Mr. WrestleMania, but after the first encounter against Undertaker, that really was just like, all right, this is your step. Here's your throne. Then after the second one, guess what? I don't know if no one's touching that. But then now we're seeing someone who's at the staircase, and that is Roman Reigns. So Roman hasn't had that match where it's almost like challenging legacy versus legacy, because we already knew Shawn Michaels' card versus The Undertaker. And we were really sold that Shawn was the only one that he could really break that streak. So Roman, it's like there's no streak that Roman's trying to chase. It's just Roman's trying to put him beating himself as a great, or beating someone that's maybe superior or above him. And I think that's what they're trying to do next year. Maybe him versus The Rock, even though The Rock is like, way past, the Brahma Bull as we know. But if that match can have some type of gravity like how we have, it may not be Shawn or Undertaker, but Roman needs a career-defining match that really will seal him somewhat to, not to come inside, but instead of knocking on the door may open to say, pause. All right, yo, come on, bro. Come on.
I wasn't going to say nothing. This time my shot. I'm trying to be professional. I wasn't saying nothing. So let me just...
Hold on. I was cooking. I wasn't even trying to go on that, bro.
You was, but damn. That was crazy, bro.
Hey, yo, pause.
Come on,
anyway.
man. PG right here, man.
Pause. All right. Anyway. Just to say, you know what? Hey, man, who is it? So someone say, yo, damn. You know what?
my bad, bro. My bad.
Just to say, without Roman, saying that, guess what? Someone's at the door and be like, yo, Are you ready? Are you ready to own these keys? Are you ready to take these keys?
Yeah.
Like, are you ready to take these keys, see the house? Because guess what? Your name might be on the lease, but we're not giving it to you yet. That's what I'm feeling.
Shawn Michaels is 6-11 at WrestleMania.
Okay.
Roman Reigns is 9-3 at WrestleMania.
9-3.
Damn.
I thought damn. He's 9-3.
So Shawn got like that Orlando Magic record, and Roman got that like OKC Thunder record right now.
Hey, listen.
Didn't know it was that
Nah,
bad.
nah, I'll say
out of 9 and
OKC.
3, how many were main events for Roman?
9, right? You said?
I mean, bro, it's just, come on.
Are we including
main, Shawn Michaels? So hold up, Shawn Michaels main evented how many WrestleManias? Like the last match is 12, 14.
Well, I mean, okay.
23. Oh, and 20.
Yeah.
So that's 4.
20.
And 26. So he main evented 5 WrestleManias.
That's fair. That's
Mhm.
fair. But I have a couple bullet points. One,
Okay.
What up, T?
Taker, I really feel you on what you were saying about like where Roman is, and in terms of like, you know, where is he in hierarchy. I don't know how everybody feels about it, and this is a whole other conversation point. So Randy, write it down if you want.
Oh yeah,
But I always felt like Taker's streak should have actually been broken. If it wasn't going to be Shawn to prolong his career, should have either been Roman, because he could have used it then.
I agree.
And if not Roman,
Bray Wyatt,
legend killer Randy.
oh,
You know, like that would have been, because think about him, Randy taking the streak. For as great of a fan that we are, and as much as we appreciate Randy already, but having that in his, that feather in his cap, that would have been crazy. I do appreciate the fact that Roman's record is better, and even you adding the nugget of him having more main events, give him that notch too. But what I will say about Shawn being Mr. WrestleMania, even though he didn't have as many main events, I think the number of transcendent matches that he had, regardless of where he was on the card, is kind of what sets him apart. You know what I mean? Like we can go to him and Razor. They literally changed the game with, the ladder match that we all still talk about and we all still revere, right? You can go to the Iron Man match between him and Bret, right? Even if the match itself wasn't great, it was an iconic moment, right?
Yeah.
And then, of course, just like you said, we can talk about both his matches with Taker, which, they're classic 2 5-stars. Let's call it what it is. And both of them would say, without a doubt, it's probably on the Mount Rushmore of both of their careers in terms of matches. Yeah. And they just had a whole a special about it where they sat down together, looked at it, and ran the tape. And my man Shawn had Take jumping over the ropes, doing front flips.
Almost broke his neck. Almost broke his damn neck.
But he had to do that to reach Shawn's WrestleMania level. You know what I mean? So I kind of feel like that in and of itself kind of says where Shawn set the bar. And even though he didn't win, his matches always meant a lot. And that last match with him versus Taker is almost like Jeter getting a ground out. What did he get? Like a double or like a
ground out, a single?
Yeah. And it was like, that's who he is. Of course, that's how he ends his career. He's Mr. Reliable in our big moments. That's always who he's been for the company. That's always who he's been for the business. That's why he was able to do that and make it something that we're all going to remember for the rest of our lives. And that's why he's Mr. WrestleMania. So to that point, Kenny, you're absolutely right. He needs this match with The Rock to have at least, because right now, how many of Roman's WrestleMania matches would you say are transcendent? His last one, because it doesn't matter whether he won or lost. To me, it matters how big the match really was and did it move the company? Did it move the needle for wrestling? I would say his last one with Cody did that. I'll give him that. But I think one with The Rock would elevate us to an even greater space when we're talking about Roman. But that's why I would say, like, for right now, like Kenny said, that is Mr. Shawn Michaels' mansion when we're talking about being Mr. WrestleMania. But we'll let Roman have a house in the neighborhood. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh no, listen, I'm just
I appreciate you, T.
I'm just having fun. Sean is my Rushmore. It's like people want to say like LeBron's the GOAT, but in the finals he's what 4-6, but compared to Jordan 6-0. All right, am I going with the better record? Am I going with who's the better star, better player? So in this conversation, like I don't think Shawn Michaels, Mr. WrestleMania, is going to get revoked tomorrow. I'm just saying, hey, look at this guy right here, because this guy is not only having a 9-3 record at WrestleMania. This guy, when it's all said and done, could be in the conversation of like GOAT status. Like, hey, I've been seeing it on social the last couple of weeks. Like, yo, where's Roman? Top 10, top 5? Is he on the Mount Rushmore? And I'm like, hey, like, there's a lot of guys you could put on there. Depends who you ask, what age group. But this guy, it deserves to be spoken about in the conversation. Does he get there? If he retired tomorrow, if Roman retired tomorrow, do you put him on the Mount Rushmore for the impact, for the matches, for the longevity, all that in what a 12, 13-year career? Does he go up there right now?
I would put him there because I may will put him up there because we all remember Roman with the Shield, and a lot of us, we had a level, then it went down, but then what happened right after 2020? We fell in love, like it was the revamp, like the second coming, and so with that, Roman made us invest into this character where it doesn't matter. Everyone puts up the one. We invested in the character. We adopted the persona, and his matches were good, and his aura was a staple. So, if anything, we couldn't really compare to that. And some matches were, even though that we predictably knew that Roman was going to win, they still were pretty good matches. Him versus Jay, him versus Brock, Drew, and then matches against Cody. I feel like within this new era, at the superstar, Roman is in this era like one of those big dogs, no pun intended. So,
oh god,
I will put Roman up there. I will put him up there because who else would have the uphill control to let alone hold the title for 5 years?
That's right.
During a pandemic, a Netflix era, no fans, and still able to cook. Bringing him back, and like he's still cooking now, even without a title. So that already holds. And I would say, I'm saying it. Roman will be a GOAT regarding if we talk about eras. Austin, I would say Michaels, Austin, Cena, Roman Reigns.
Man.
I'm putting it there.
Ben, do you have Roman in your Mount Rushmore if he retired tomorrow?
Mount Rushmore of wrestling or WrestleMania?
Wrestling.
Oh, wrestling. Let me see. Let me see. I don't know. Let me see, because for me, my Mount Rushmore would be, I have to, let me see. Like you said, Austin, Cena. I'd be biased and put.
He said Sean. You got Sean?
Oh, you said. Oh, you Sean. I'm sorry.
Shawn Michaels, Austin, Cena, and Roman.
Roman, that last spot. I guess you could put him in there. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mind it. I mean, look at what he's done. Like you said, how much he's elevated the business, brought it back into like an era of the kind of the Renaissance and everything like that. Like he had a big deal to do with that. So I'm not mad at that. So yeah, that's a good one.
Terrence, would you put Roman in your Mount Rushmore if he retired tomorrow?
I love Roman, man. I really genuinely.
I feel a butt coming. Feel a butt coming.
Like,
let him cook.
Like, chill, fam. Not yet.
Look. All the accolades, all the things that he's done. Particularly,
I want to know if he's not in there. If he's not in there, who are the four above him?
I mean, you guys know my four. I'll repeat it.
Shawn
but I feel like I gotta justify this.
Let
Because
him
my
go.
thing is, I don't want to be a prisoner of the moment. I appreciate
fair.
what he's
Fair,
done
fair.
for elevating himself out of being that big dog character, right? Like you know what I mean, and being forced upon us the way he was with Blue-Eyed Roman. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I appreciate that he was able to take over not only, you know, his own storyline and the trajectory of his career, but elevate the game, right? Like, you know, bring us into the Netflix era, bring us into, you know, back into mainstream popularity where it is.
Yeah.
But I was just looking up the stats because I was like, man, you made me curious. I was like, well, how long did Shawn wrestle? 25 years, right? I joke about him. He's been in wrestling forever.
Yeah.
And every time you see a clip from like the early 80s, even like there's a very young Shawn just out here, mad chunky, you know, body slamming somebody. Right?
Yeah.
So then it made me think, right? We're now entering the conversation around Taker and like how the Miz is gonna maybe take over for the longest running, you know, wrestler beyond Taker. And so my only thing with Roman is I want him
Word?
to be, yeah, that's crazy. Right?
What Miz got 30 plus or near 30?
If the Miz
No
completes
way.
this year, and I think maybe next year, like if he completes his current contract, he will have the longest standing tenure as a wrestler.
Like
in
current guy.
WWE. No, as far as I understand, it would be like
Okay.
the longest like tenure as a wrestler. Period.
Okay.
You can double check it. You know, keep me honest here.
All right.
But what I'm getting at is I think Roman will be there. And just for conversation's sake, like my 4 is and this is just wrestling,
Yes.
right? Like because I know Rick
Mhm.
wasn't really in WWE for as long for his impact, but I'm going Rick, I'm going Shawn, I'm going Rock. And you guys know I always teeter back and forth, and it's hard for me to give a significant 4, but I got a 4A and 4B.
Hulk Hogan.
Absolutely. 4A and 4B in Taker and Brett. I just can't. I can't split it. I have to have a
Bro, you don't have Stone Cold and Mount Rushmore. Are you serious?
I mean, it's not that his impact was just so short. It was incredible, but
Bro, I don't give a fuck.
this is
Your man changed the whole shit around.
Who would you? And the ones I named didn't.
Mm.
It's just always hard.
You said Flair,
Controversy.
I said Flair,
Michaels.
Ooh.
Michaels,
Who else?
The Rock,
Bret Hart, The Rock, and Bret Hart.
The Rock, Bret Hart, and Taker. Those are my
Bro. We're gonna go there. Hold up. Timestamp. What we at? 30.
38, 12, 13.
I do want to get Ben's input on it. So my thing is this. We were watching a time where that company was going like this, right? Monday Night War, Nitro, Raw, WCW, World Wrestling Federation, right? They needed a guy that's going to take you from bottom to the top in rapid speed, right? When it was all said and done, you don't get The Rock without Stone Cold Steve Austin, right? You don't get this Attitude Era without a few parts, a few people, not just one, a few people, right. To be fair, Brett, DX. But Stone Cold was the guy that people paid to see on a nightly basis, even from the beginning until he rose, until becoming a champion in 1998. And then from that point on, bro, it was mainstream. It was movies, TV shows, talk shows, boom, boom, boom. Like, bro,
yeah,
he was the catalyst of that. Now, I'm not saying, again, I love Brett, I love Shawn, I love The Rock and all that, but did they change? I don't want to sound like that, but like changing the game, changing the whole momentum of a whole, saving the company, basically. Yeah. Did Michael save the company? Yes or no?
I mean, I think we famously can look back and say, like, you know, the company had some struggles under Shawn, but I would also say that a lot of the style that we now see can be attributed to Shawn. So you look, so I don't base it just off of.
You talk about in ring though style. I get that.
100%. Same goes for Rick.
About the overall package of like, I'm buying a ticket. Who's on the card? Oh, Stone Cold. I'm in there, and the money, the sales, the T-shirts, the this, the that, the whole momentum. He changed the whole culture of that. Now, I agree to your point. If it was quick, because he did get hurt, neck injury, all that 5 years. But in that 5 year span, bro, you cannot tell me nothing different of the amount of money he made that company. Vince
100%.
McMahon was, bro, Stone Cold every day.
I
You
will say
healthy?
this.
I'm good, bro. Then came along your Hunters, Rocks, and all that. But
Well,
without Stone Cold's impact and that character and him being it and changing the whole shit, the whole paradigm, I don't know, bro.
I absolutely wouldn't take anything away from Stone Cold. This isn't to shit on Stone Cold, because I mean that's what these
Yeah,
conversations are
because
for, right?
I'm
There's
gonna
always,
DM him in a second, all right?
please don't, because even a 60-year-old Stone Cold, I'm not sure I really want smoke with. Like
Oh,
even in
definitely
real
not.
life,
Definitely not.
I gotta wait another 5-10 years before I'm like, all right, let's really throw fists. But
My man own a whole ranch. You don't know what he be doing out there.
right, yeah, I have an
What the
idea,
fuck he
which
be
is
doing
again
out
why
there?
I'm like, you know what, you got it, Steve. Nah,
Yeah.
but my point is with Rick, right? Like I can go through like why I would say like even okay, like forget before I even go to anything like that. I do look at the whole package. I do look at like okay, longevity is a part, influence is a part. For sure, money draw is a part, but let's not pretend that say someone like Sean wasn't the founder of D-Generation X that probably got everybody on this call and anyone who's watching in trouble at school for
Mhm.
doing suck it. And it still it still happens now,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
let's not pretend that like Sean wasn't a part of almost every new generation and the new generation, right? Like in a big part. He was a part of the new generation. He was a part of the Attitude Era. And he came back, I would say, and had a good standing, like an impactful standing in the Ruthless Aggression era too.
Yeah.
And again, I know if we're just talking about wrestling, everybody can attribute being as loud and as boisterous and as flashy on the mic and in ring to Ric Flair,
Yeah.
right? Like we can't. This isn't we. His impact is still felt. You know what I'm saying? And I look at there's the reason I don't have to have a Hogan is because The Rock exists. Now,
Okay.
granted,
Okay.
Vince himself even said like this is like famously documented between the two of them. Vince paid The Rock more than he paid Stone Cold. Now, maybe he saw something in him that that clearly was worth it. But there's a reason why The Rock is like the biggest box office draw in the world ever. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, so when The Rock comes home,
Yeah.
if you smell hits, the whole arena erupts, and he's slapping his arm, and we're all feeling goosebumps.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? He took what Hogan started and the idea of going to Hollywood and blew the doors off the hinges. So now Cody,
Yeah.
if he does figure that out, he can go there. Now Roman, I think Seth is supposed to be in the MCU. All that happens because The Rock. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
and then I look at it from the business standpoint. The Undertaker being able to be the Undertaker in like 5 or 10 different iterations of the Undertaker and
Yeah.
never letting that character go stale from a consistent, like, I know we like to talk about how important Seth Rollins is, you know what I mean? And you compare him to Macho. I'd also look at his impact if he gets there, like an Undertaker. You could rely on him to be that anchor
Yeah.
for 20 years, maybe. You know what I'm saying? And Brett, we were all around to see Brett's popularity and what he really was able to do. Like I just watched to refresh myself on what was that WrestleMania 9.
Yeah.
They were at Vegas, and Hulk Hogan comes back and like decides he's still the American fucking
Yeah.
whatever asshole, and gets in the way of passing the torch. But like Brett was wildly popular, and we all remember that. He was in pop culture. He was on The Simpsons. You know what I'm saying? Like Salt and Pepper was rubbing on the chest. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
My man was out here. So I'm not taking anything away.
Brett
from
was outside.
Yo, Brett was outside. Famously outside.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So Ben, your Mount Rushmore was who again? I know we added Stone Cold, but is Stone Cold in there or you got somebody else?
Yeah, Stone Cold got to be in there for mine because like the box office and everything that he did to change it was. I guess you can make the argument that him and Rock were 1A, 1B, but I think that era belonged to The Rock. I'm not The Rock, Stone Cold more so because I think the character was more impactful, and I just feel like he was more like, to me, like for the attitude era and everything like that. I felt like it was more so like his era and everything like that. So I'd have to place him above it. But actually, guys, I gotta run.
Got you.
This was great. I really appreciate the invite. I love what you guys are doing, man.
Thank you, man. We appreciate
Thanks,
it, man.
homie.
Enjoy WrestleMania, all right?
Peace.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. All right. Now we're back to regular. Now we got the.
Then
I
there
see
were
the
three.
names are back here. All
Bang,
right.
bang, bang.
Before I let you guys go. So now we know what's on night 1 and night 2. Let's start with night 1 real quick. In no order, obviously. We spoke about the triple threat. That's the main event for night 1. New Day, War Raiders Tag Team Championship. What we got?
I think we're gonna see the birth of the New Day coming back into this new sense of, now they're gonna work, and we see the New Day like they were the silly heels, the silly that. Now we're gonna see the serious New Day, and I think the New Day are walking out with the tag titles, and I think they're gonna give more pizzazz and more spark to it. Respect to the War Raiders, but we don't remember as much matches with the War Raiders. We remember them winning it off the Judgment Day, and that is it. Sadly, they're not being utilized with that. So hopefully with the New Day, it's more utilization with them in their title reign.
T? New Day or War Raiders?
I gotta agree with Kenny, man. I feel like I really like the War Raiders. If it were up to me, I would put them and Braun Strowman in some sort of biker gang faction, you know what I mean, to let them run amok. Because who's touching that? But we don't have that, and we do have a new iteration of the New Day, and I just feel like their heat, you know what I'm saying, like they just have so much momentum right now that it would be like if we don't let them win at Mania, what was the point of all this? Especially if Big E somehow can be involved. Because I'm sure he'll be there, right? As he'll be commentating on the pre-show. So yeah, I'm hoping that they come out the champions.
I got War Raiders due to Big E interference. He's not gonna let New Day walk out as tag team champions because I don't think the New Day does not need to be tag team champions. They don't.
Well, let me ask you this, Randy. Do you think that the men's tag team division is a little stale right now? If you don't,
on the Monday Night Raw side, because SmackDown you have the Profits who are not on the Mania card, which I felt they should be on the Mania card, but I don't work there, so they will be defending it on SmackDown on Friday. So yeah, tag team is a little stale. Aside from those tag team matches, who else you got?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I feel like that's a good reason to put the belt on the New Day and maybe just give it a shot in the arm. They're veterans, if we're talking like on the other side of the curtain, I think they're veteran work and veteran leadership might help.
Like you said, unless Big E has involvement and makes them lose, then you keep it on War Raiders. If you're gonna go, all right, we have this heel tag team. They need the belts to solidify their heel run. All right, go ahead, but it don't really matter to me. But I think if you're going to utilize Big E to some degree, does he get physical? Does he, show he's 100% now? I don't know, because like Terrence's point, what's the point of doing a heel turn if nothing comes out of it? And they made that heel turn many months ago, and now it's like, all right, what has happened? No one has won a singles title. It's always in the tag team realm. But I think the War Raiders might need it more than the New Day.
Let's see.
What else we got? Oh yeah, LA Knight and Jacob Fatu United States Championship on night 1. Who we going with?
Fatu.
You going Jacob?
Yes, sir. I mean, come on. The man's got LA Knight. He got the heat, but come on, like. That man, as he said, all gas, no brakes. That man straight fire. My man comes out, machine gun, all bullets, yada. I mean, so yeah, man. I think if you bring all of it, the favor to Jacob Fatu, but if they don't use a certain somebody, it might can create you might create something between him and Solo if Solo causes Fatu to match. I'm going Jacob, but I'm also siding with he can be cost the match by Solo Sikoa.
So before Terrence answers, I think the New Day War Raiders and the LA Knight Jacob, it's like somebody's. I don't think both titles change hands. I think one of those would involve the shenanigans where the Solo helps, interferes, or Biggie interferes. I don't think both are going to happen. So I think if there were going to be any interferences happening, I think it's more likely for Solo to interfere in this match than a Biggie interfering in New Day's match. So I think LA Knight walks out still U.S. champion, and like I said, there's no Big E. I think New Day becomes new tag champions. Chi, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I'm siding with the idea of Fatu, but I just want to, and that's my answer. But I do want to challenge to ask y'all if Solo, okay, it's kind of a two-parter. If Solo interferes, does it take away from like the moment of Jacob winning his first title? But then my other question is, do we actually need a beef, particularly right now, like with Solo and Fatu? And is that more important than just getting a belt on Fatu?
Yeah. Jacob don't need the U.S. title.
I think it will just bring Jacob. I think it will give more to regarding, I guess, the Samoan legacy, because Solo and Jacob, they have a lot of ancestral background history. It will be good regarding that. So but also too, I think it will separate both parties. Maybe Jacob could lead some type of leadership within once with the with Tagas, with that he might lead something, Solo. He might find another partner, or he might go solo with his own adventures is all out too. So, but yeah, I agree with Randy. Solo is Jacob is powerful enough with or without a title. So even without the title, he will still get heat, all of it good, whatever.
All right, real quick. Rey Mysterio, El Grande Americano, night 1, WrestleMania, aka Chad Gable. Oh, El Grande Americano.
El Grande Americano.
All right, Kenny, who you got, Rey or El Grande?
Oof! As much as I want Rey to win, I think they're gonna give it to Americano Gable, because it is it's both of them can really wrestle. Rey can really show out. He had his previous match with Dominic, but I think they're gonna give it to Gable to help push his direction of what he's doing with his character and with his faction as well. I think you're gonna give Chad Americano that push. You give him that push to something, because he's really an outstanding performer and he's really good.
T, Rey Mysterio or El Grande?
I'm going Rey Mysterio, man. I think yeah, I think Rey Mysterio not only defeats him, but I have him revealing that it's clearly Chad taking the luchador mask off of him. Chad Gable like reacting like only Chad Gable can.
I got El Grande, man. Come on. I got one Mysterio is gonna walk out winner of WrestleMania, and it'll be Dom, not Rey. All right.
Oh.
Night 1 also. All right. Final 3, Naomi and Jade Cargill. I think we've been saying Naomi for quite some time. Are we still in line for Naomi?
Yeah, Naomi.
T.
I'm gonna go Naomi because I think that she'll make a really good heel run, and this will only give them the push.
I agree.
All right, Charlotte Flair, Tiffy time for the title.
Ludwig Kaiser. Nah. I would give it to as quiet as it kept. I would give it to Tiffany. I would give it to
Okay.
Tiffany, but it would just push him more. But also to, I think we're gonna see. We're probably gonna see this feud probably gonna go into the next PLE. They're probably gonna have another type of match
No backlash
where
with a first
maybe
blood match.
yeah, first blood match. That's
That's
my
right.
second thing.
That's
But
right.
I think also because it's going to address both characters, what they're strong and capable of. I won't be surprised if we see Tiffany and Charlotte in these two matches, either a submission match or a ladder match for the women's title.
It's a submission match.
Damn.
I mean,
Bob Backlund and shit.
look, because Charlotte is kept amazing, but she's famous for what, the figure eight hold. So I could see her, doing that. And what was it? And the first thing she put Tiffany in the figure eight, and she was tapping out to it. So
Yeah.
if that was, Tiffany is high flying with the prettiest moonsault, and you have 2 out of 3 falls.
That's right.
Regular match, a
Perfect.
submission match, and a ladder match. Hey,
That's right.
hey man, I know. Hit up Randy's shirt. Look at Randy's shirt.
That's
We
right.
using the
Put that
brand right
timestamp,
here.
Randy. Put that
Timestamp that.
timestamp, Randy.
That's right.
Yeah, Tiffany and Charlotte, 2 out of 3 falls.
56-minute mark.
Give that out.
I'm going with Tiffy. I just don't know. I mean, I would love to see the crowd heel off on a winner of Charlotte. That'll be something for me. Like, oh shit! Like the crowd just can't stand it. But I think it's Tiffany at WrestleMania. I think it's Tiffany because one with the women's match prior, if you have a heel go over with Naomi, I don't think they have another heel go over in Charlotte. See who you got, Charlotte or Tiffy time.
Actually, for that very reason you just said, I'm going Charlotte. I think at this point, even though the crowd kind of threw her off in Chicago the other day, I think she just wasn't expecting them to really like boo her as much. But she's a vet; she knows what time it is. If she loses, I don't think we can really like have the meat of the story the way we can if she wins, which would give Tiffany a real reason to like have real smoke with her. You know what I'm saying? So I think it does set up a good like rematch in a PLE, and it kind of does kills two birds with one stone, where it allows Charlotte to get closer to her dad, and then maybe if Tiffy is able to beat her at the next PLE or wherever they get the rematch going at, then Tiffy can reestablish herself and say like, oh, I beat one of the top women in the business. And it legitimizes her as a real champion.
Yeah.
All right. Also, the last match, well, not the last match on night one, but Jey Uso Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. So I guess we all in agreement that it'll be Yeet Mania.
He better beat the dog shit out of fucking Gunther too, yo. My man beat up Jimmy something serious. He been trolling you for weeks on weeks on weeks.
You better wearing all. Jay's been wearing all black. It's no it ain't all fun and games no more. Now it's
yeah.
I think it's. I mean, we said this before. Like within the months, if you don't give it to Jay, it's really a waste of all the hope, all the anticipation, all the buildup. Why is he called main event? It's a waste of a Royal Rumble win. So. You gotta give it to him on the night one. We gotta all yeet, and so let Jay feel that, giving it to him. You gotta give it to Jay.
All right, real quick, fellas. Night two, obviously. You know what? I'll start off here. Okay, AJ and Logan Paul.
I want AJ to win, but Logan Paul might win.
Logan Paul. T.
I'm actually on board with Logan Paul winning too. I don't like him, and that's why I like him. He is a heel in real life, so he only makes the company better.
I'll go AJ.
Paul.
I'll go AJ.
Ooh, why AJ? What's your
I don't know. I just I don't.
it's just
Like a
your
little
hunch.
politician.
We spoke about his WrestleMania history. Not the greatest of matches and turnouts, but um, I don't know what the story is. I don't know. Logan. I don't know. I feel AJ. It just came back recently. Royal Rumble, like, and all of a sudden, boom! I'm gonna kill your momentum by giving you an L at WrestleMania, and it's like, all right, I give Logan Paul a win, but then the next time I see him is when. I don't know. I got AJ.
That was my other. So that's my only other question to that is: do you think that they're eventually gonna like elevate Logan a little bit more as a heel? Is he? How much is he gonna really commit? Right.
I mean, he's been U.S. champion. What else can he go after? Intercontinental, World Heavyweight Championship,
Yeah.
like.
I wouldn't mind seeing him in either one of those territories. Really.
He was already the U.S. championship, but lost to L.A. Knight.
Right.
So unless he
Yeah.
goes for it again or goes IC after they do the little draft, so
Yeah.
we'll see what happens.
Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre in a Sin City street fight.
Drew, you got to get Drew. Drew's going to have his little run all the way to SummerSlam. If he faces the next champion, you got to give it to Drew, especially his last few WrestleMania encounters. You got to give it to Drew.
I say Drew.
Yeah, I'm definitely in agreement. I think Drew's earned it. I love Damian Priest, but I feel like Drew's the winner.
I love Damian. Mi Hermano, Bronx, El Campeon. I think it's Drew McIntyre. My man came back from glass in his eyes. So I'm like, all right, you better fucking win.
Like he looked like Snake from Metal Gear Solid. For those
might be a
gamers
good
that
new
know
look
it.
for him. Put an eye patch on him. You know
but he took it off on SmackDown. But he took Priest's necklace, his like signature.
Like
necklace.
how did Drew look? I didn't see it. Like, did he look healed, or does he look like
it's healed? It was like a mirage, like a facade, like so he had it in his eye, but you could see like some little tearing that was there. But he looks all right. No, not like bad, not like bad.
No, I'm just saying like I did shit. What I'm going through now, like anything with my eyes, there's like the glass, a tear. I'm like, oh shit.
But one thing that go ahead, bro.
Okay, real quick. Women's Tag Team Championship: Liv and Raquel against Bailey and Lyra Valkyria. Come on, you know where we going.
Wait. Time out. Isn't Lyra the Intercontinental Champion?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. What are we doing? What are we doing? Oh my god.
Yeah, so no women's IC or women's US title being defended at WrestleMania.
A waste.
Hey, man.
With that said, I'm going Liv and Raquel.
Liv and Raquel.
I think Liv and Raquel.
You got to keep it going. They hot. I mean, Bailey and Lyra good, but Liv and Raquel.
Oh, real quick, Randy, before you jump to the next one, since that's the case and we all agree with Liv, who do you want to see be the women's IC champion next?
If it's not so Lyra dropping it to
someone, anyone, please.
Damn, bro, like
you don't like
she's a phenomenal
she just
wrestler.
got it right recently.
She's a phenomenal wrestler. There are just other storylines that I feel like would be stronger right now. She's just not even from NXT. So I'm just like, what are we doing?
I would have said Alexa Bliss, but I don't know where she at.
Yeah, what happened there? Did she get?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
I don't think they're really utilizing as much.
Okay.
There's something going on. We don't know why Alexa Bliss has. I haven't seen her on TV.
Yeah,
we want you back, Alexa. Bring back Alexa Bliss.
Since what? The
Elimination Chamber.
Right? Her last. No. She just hasn't been. Her last appearance was a match against, I think, Kairi Sane. It was a match on SmackDown. That was it.
Why bring her back at the Rumble and you don't do?
She had the first loudest pop of comebacks. That was so exciting.
Yeah.
But I would say if not, give it to when she comes back, Nia. She holds the Intercontinental title. Give it to Nia Jax.
Okay. Fatal 4-Way Intercontinental Championship: Braun Breaker, Penta, Dom Mysterio, Finn Balor.
You know where I'm going. You know where I'm going.
Give it to Dom.
Give it to Dom. Dom deserves it.
I was Team Dom, and I am Team Dom.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
You got Penta. You got Penta.
No.
You got Braun.
I actually think Finn wins it. And this is it comes to a head. So that's how we break up the Judgment Day. Finn wins, him and Dom have beef, and they kind of all split. Or Dom wins and Finn gets jealous, and that's how they split. But I actually think Finn's going to win this time.
Have Lyra drop it to Asuka. Yeah, whenever she comes back. I don't know when she's coming back.
There's a lot of people we wish to come back.
You could say Asuka. You could say Jesus Christ, what's her name?
Not Becky.
I want Dakota Kai.
Her exactly.
Dakota Kai.
Dakota Kai to win it off the jump. Even Roxanne. I'm a big fan of Roxanne Perez. I thought she would make a great IC champion. I just feel like Dakota is incredible as a wrestler, but just no presence, no aura. We don't really hear. Like, tell me a good promo of hers. Like, I couldn't tell you one. So
yeah, I mean,
not ready yet.
It's just she faced off against her twice, singles, but never happened.
If Randy Orton fights somebody, who would it be? Who would it be?
Let's book it. Who do you want him to fight?
I think it's Black. I think it's Aleister Black. If not Aleister, it's Rusev, but I don't think it's gonna be, Nick Aldis.
Yeah, it's not gonna be Nick Aldis.
I think it's Black. Or what? Solo.
I think maybe Solo.
Sheamus.
I don't.
Yeah, I don't see Sheamus.
I think they need to. I think one thing they want to do for this next opponent for Randy is going to go into the next 2 months of leading up, because they're going to try to create a story with Randy and possibly who the new champion will be, but we already may know. But
wow, you think that's where we go?
I think it might be, because they're going to create something, because unfortunately the storyline between Kevin and Randy went over. So what if it just creates some awesome new things, especially how Randy's character is slowly changing in some way, and that will possibly intertwine with whoever this new opponent might be. I don't think they might just give him an opponent just to say, hey, to give him a match, but I think they want to give him a match with someone he might can really have some type of connection with, or something that can be with.
I like that. I hope we can do that in a short amount of time that we have. But if it were up to me, I would just book him with Carmelo Hayes. You know what I mean? Off the strength of, like, listen, you have a smart crowd. Everyone knows that Randy needs a match. Have him come out, give him the mic, and issue a challenge to the back. But they had a good match before. So I'm just let them come out, let them have, even if it's like the opener for night 2 or the second or third match for night 2. I think Carmelo deserves to have a WrestleMania match, and the two of them would put on a low-key banger. So, yeah, I'd want to see that.
I got the perfect scenario for the Women's Intercontinental Championship.
What's up?
Give it to Liv. Give it to Liv. Fuck it. Give it to Liv. The last time we had like a tag champion, but also a single champ at the same time?
Triple H, Stone Cold.
But there's been more, since then.
Who is it? I feel like
I know. I'm just saying, like, that'd be dope. Oh, one half of the tag champion, but also Intercontinental champion, like that.
Well, see, if you do that, we're leading back to the Shawn and Diesel allegations with her and Raquel, which I don't hate. I actually like. So yeah, I'm on board with this. Give Raquel, let her be the one to beat Chelsea. Somebody will soon.
Yeah. Let
Raquel beat Chelsea. Let Liv beat Lyra, and for them to be tag and Intercontinental and US champion. I'm with that.
Yeah. Yeah. Give it to Liv. Give Liv everything.
Liv, you hear that? Randy loves you.
Right.
He wants you to win
Jersey, new NJ zone.
Jersey.
And obviously the main event of the entire thing is Cody Rhodes, John Cena for the undisputed WWE Championship. Um, I'm going Cena with this one. I'm going Cena. Uh, it's gonna be shenanigans all across the board. I don't know if it could be like WrestleMania 40 shenanigans, but John Cena would not win the title clean.
Not as
It doesn't make sense to do the heel turn at Chamber and not have him win because they really haven't done much with the heel turn. They made a big thing about this John Cena is second to Hogan, and it hasn't felt like that since Chamber with a bunch of promos, and that's really it. So I think to really upstart this heel turn, to start it all over again, he needs to win the championship, and you get number 17 there for him. I think Ric Flair is supposed to be there. So yeah, let's get this going. I really don't, and I guess I'm not much of a fan of the year-long title reigns. Although Roman was the fucking anomaly for 4 years, but it just made sense to a degree. Cody Rhodes, I think, can benefit more back in chase mode, new rivalries, whether it's John Cena, whether it's CM Punk, whether it's Randy Orton. We don't know where they're gonna go. The Rock, but I think John wins at WrestleMania.
I think John.
Great. All right, we all agree, right? John Cena.
Well, I was gonna say, I'm just like John's gonna take it, and we're just gonna see the new Cody's gonna go on a little hiatus. T said this earlier, like 2-3 weeks ago, a month ago. He was gonna make Cody make us want Cody back, and he's gonna go up against it again. So I think you give it to Cena, and then you build off within this heel, make him face off against Randy in St. Louis. He holds the belt for a few, and then we just let it go. I think we build off of that.
I think we all kind of got to agree, like, why would you go this far? Why would you do all this if John Cena is not going to win?
Yeah.
It's interesting, though, because they've put in, like, this little stipulation of, like, he's going to win and take the belt home and not going to defend it because we don't deserve it and all this other bullshit, which is kind of throwing me for a loop a little bit, where it's like, okay, but if he wins, what does that mean? You know what I mean? My one question, though, is, like, where the fuck is The Rock? Like, what does The Rock have to do with all this? He has to. We know he'll be at Mania, right? Or at least he
has to be at Mania. You got to pull up,
right? So I'm like, something just doesn't feel right. Because before, The Rock was all up in, you know what I'm saying, every promo. He was all up in, you know, he was coming back. We was getting lightning, and it just feels like The Rock is, like, you know, waiting in the shadows, and something about that makes me feel uneasy.
He's in New Japan.
Rocking the tees, yeah. But I'm gonna go Cena. You know, it seems like that's where we're all headed. I feel like I don't know, Randy. I do have a question for you.
Yeah.
Before we jump, because you did make it a point to say somehow shenanigans from night one is going to bleed over to night two, which is why you gave a great prediction of, like, well, that triple threat match has to main event night one because somehow that is going to impact the main event of night two. What is your prediction on how that happens?
On the shenanigans for night one or two?
What shenanigans or what happens in night one that then bleeds into shenanigans or interference or whatever you want to call it on night two? Because you gave us a great prediction. I got to give you the credit for that, my G. Like, you really was like, no, they have to, because then it's going to impact night two. So dig into that crystal ball and let us know what else happens.
The only shenanigans from night one that can bleed into night two, it ain't the triple threat punking them.
Well, that's what you were saying. You were saying, like, somehow that match is going to impact.
No, but now as time goes on, I'm like,
you okay, I got you.
Yeah,
you don't see how it happens.
Like, Punk's favor was Paul Heyman. It wasn't like, hey, get me into the actual main event of night two, like, or give me a title shot. That's open. The only shenanigans would be who's eating that you, Kenny? Jesus Christ!
Sorry,
the mic.
Yeah, bro.
I know it's late over there. You know what I'm saying?
All right, real quick. I think the only shenanigans from night one that can go into night two is like the Naomi Jade into the Bianca match.
Oh, okay.
Anything from that, There's no story from anybody from night one that needs to be involved in night two, at all, unless night it's nothing.
I have one rebuttal to that.
Okay, go ahead.
My rebuttal is I somehow think we're either, because remember, we still need the third guy. So maybe now the third guy is Orton, or
Well, I was gonna get to that before you asked me the shenanigans
okay.
question.
Yeah, please. What do you think?
I was gonna say real quick, Randy Orton gets involved in the main event, and this is me a theory. This is
Yeah.
Randy Orton gets involved in night two, either to attack Cena or attack Cody, and the premise is he did not get a match at WrestleMania. So let's say Orton does not have a match. He's trying night one. Damn, I got nobody. Night two, come on. Put me on. I ain't got nobody, champ. Oh really? All right. Fuck this. I'm gonna go in the main event. I'm gonna make Cody Rhodes lose, and then now your whole shit is fucked up. That's it. Oh, I'm gonna attack John Cena. And your whole shit is fucked up. Oh, The Rock acquires Orton to be the third man. Cause Rock see, like, you know what? I know all this ain't give you a match, man. But you know what? Come with me, bro. I got you. But you got to do this.
Hollywood could use a Viper. You know what I'm saying?
And you set up Orton and Cena, Orton and Cody for Backlash.
Hollywood
Cena
Viper,
goes,
I like it.
Cena gets somebody else. I don't know, but it's like, hey, let's say Orton does not get a match. And he's tight. He's mad. Yo, I'm the Viper, I'm a veteran, 20 plus years. What's up? Main eventer. What's up? I'm 14-time champion. You can't give me a match. All right. It's like why me can't jump. I'm gonna go in my car. I'm gonna go in my car. I'm gonna shoot everybody's ass. Fuck this whole shit. It's about.
Y'all better haul ass.
It's about me now. I'm making a point. I should have had a match at WrestleMania.
Hollywood Viper.
That'd be nice, right?
That would be pretty interesting.
Could you not develop him and Cody? He's a third man, and you're Rock and Cena kind of shindig, and then Cena goes into back St. Louis. I mean, let's say he don't attack Cody, he attacks John Cena. You get involved in that way. And then you build a Cena and Orton in St. Louis at Backlash. Something has to happen in Backlash involving Randy Orton. It's in fucking St. Louis.
True.
The wrestling multiverse has spoken.
I think the only thing I could see bleeding over from night one's triple threat somehow, some way, that would make sense because he's a little frustrated about everyone, and I think it could potentially be Seth. He might be The Rock's third guy. You know what I mean? Like, we know he wants to be in Hollywood. We know he wants to prove that he's the one who's actually, he's been billed as the workhorse, right? He wants to prove that, like, he is just as big a star, if not bigger, than Roman. So you could throw a lot of that into why The Rock kind of having that, like, betrayal of, like, oh, I'm gonna work with your cousin, as Seth, like, just to piss Roman off even more.
Yeah.
And then Seth becomes the third guy.
And what Seth turns on Cody.
And he hates Cody, right? Because Cody, you helped Roman. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you sided with Roman. I did all of that work to help you win. It would kind of make sense. You know what I'm saying? And yeah.
And you get Cody and Seth again for the fourth time.
Yeah.
When Seth is 0-3 against Cody Rhodes.
And that's a little rivalry right there. You know, the new corporation might come to bounds.
Sets up a
fruition.
Or my last point before we head out. Oh, he's in night 2. I would have said Drew McIntyre, but he's in night 2.
He was my early pick, but you're right. He's in night 2.
The night 2. Damn. All right. Well, at least we got WrestleMania this weekend. Looking forward to it. We've been talking about it for a few months now. Very interesting that I'll be in Vegas for night 1. Not going to the show, but I'll be there. But I'll be missing a little rivalry me and Kenny should be having, because the Knicks and the Pistons are going out in the playoffs. So I'm missing game 1, bro. I'm missing game 1.
Hey man, let me tell you something right now. Bronx born and raised, but Pistons fan since '93.
Oh
Let me
boy.
tell you this right now. Y'all better stay. You ain't bringing it to. You ain't bringing it. We ain't in the palace no more, but you ain't bringing it to Caesar's palace.
Yo,
You
man,
heard?
you know why? Because your Ticketmaster people don't want the Knicks fans to come to Detroit and buy a ticket. What the fuck is that about, bro? You're taking out Knicks NBA fans out of your arena because you just want Detroit in there. What the fuck is that?
I'm sorry.
We can't go to Detroit no more.
I'm sorry that Knicks
Wow.
fans have problem with temperature. You might want to go to Atlanta and ask somebody with some ice trays about that.
Hey,
But you
we
know
would
what?
turn
Y'all know
Detroit in,
about that.
we would turn Detroit into New York Central. All right.
New York better
Like
worry.
Philly is New York a little south, New York 95 south. All right, we would turn the Palace or whatever it is now into New
We'll go.
York Central.
We'll go straight Papa Doc and be rabbit on
Okay,
y'all. Don't Jim
that's
Dillon
cool.
don't want this heat. Don't
That's
want this
cool.
smoke.
All right,
I'll go straight Lotto on you.
I'll call Hove. I'll call Nas. You know what I'm
I'll
saying?
call D12.
I'll call Wu Tang. We good. I'll
I'm
go
from.
Tribe.
I'll call Eminem. I'll call D12.
All
I'll
right.
call Obi Trice.
Oh,
What's
I
up?
mean, you call everybody out. Oh, Trice. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
Obi Trice. Yeah, I'm
Oh, man,
calling.
I call Jada Kid. I call Fab. What's up, man? You are not gonna win this conversation.
I mean, I'm
You are
no,
not.
but look,
Fab, Fat Joe. Who else we got? A Boogie. I can call. Come on,
I'm
French
calling.
Montana. What's up?
I'm
All I
calling.
know is if we're going
I'm
to
calling
Detroit,
Stevie Wonder. Okay.
we gotta tap in with Trick Trick. That's what I've heard. I've heard if you're going to Detroit, you better check in with Trick Trick.
I'm calling the four brothers. I'm calling Mark Wahlberg,
The
Tyrese,
four brothers?
Wow.
Oh my
Andre
god!
3000. I'm calling the four brothers.
Yeah, but Dre
All
ain't from
right.
Detroit. That don't
Early
count.
since we're talking about it, early predictions for who's coming out the East, who's coming out the West. Let's say that.
It ain't Detroit.
It ain't the Knicks either.
Randy, you go first.
We'll get past you and we'll run into we'll see what happens with Boston. It's about who's hot at the right time.
Who Jim
That's what it
Dillon's
comes to.
paying.
Sometimes the best team doesn't make the final or win the finals. It's about who's hot at the right time. I think I feel
Honestly,
confident in my Knicks to get going, and then we'll see what's up.
You better do it with more than 7 guys. I tell you that.
I feel
No,
like
but-
it's more about matchups than it's ever
Yes,
been.
Yeah,
matchups.
it always is.
Yeah.
More than ever, it's about matchups. As a Laker fan, let me tell you, had we not run into Jokic, who we couldn't play, we had no answer for. The
Which
past
is
like 3
whack.
years.
How they get rid of Mike Malone? That's just trash. I don't
I
understand.
mean,
Yeah.
that was wild.
That's crazy.
I
But
think
yeah,
the championship is going to come out the West this year.
I don't disagree. I feel
Well,
like
like OKC, the Lakers.
Believe it or not, quiet as it kept, it might be. I feel like it could be either to the Lake. It might be. I won't count the Nuggets again, man, because bro, they had the Nuggets have a solid bread and butter, but the management got scared because they weren't in that high percentile. They just didn't. They were just worried about like placement. I still think the Nuggets still have a good bread and butter.
out the West, I got the Lakers because let's go. And I'm actually kind of split between Boston and the Knicks. I feel like if the Knicks are healthy, they do
This
come
will
out.
be the year. This will be the year the Knicks will have to, huh?
If they're healthy, I think this is the year they do it.
Well, sorry to break it to you. The Pistons.
Well, on that note,
Pistons in 5.
yeah, okay, buddy, stop it. You'd be
Pistons
lucky.
in
You'd be lucky
5.
to get 2 games. All right.
Ooh.
Knicks in 5 or
Scott
Knicks in
Hall.
6.
Ooh.
Knicks in 5 or Knicks in 6. Kenny Hope, Cowabunga _K_E_N, Terrence Watson, Lower East Scribe, Randy J. Cruz, RENDY, Letter J, CRUZ, podcast on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, also on Amazon Music, YouTube.com/Cruise Control Podcast. Go ahead, download, rate, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Show some love and support for you boys in the program. The next show we'll probably do will be when I get back from Vegas, which will probably be that the SmackDown on the 25th. So no SmackDown this Friday, no Raw on Monday. For me, so we'll get back on it April 25th for SmackDown. We'll get to WrestleMania the night after the Raw after Mania, and then so that's the SmackDown after Mania is the show we come back. All right, fellas.
Enjoy MGM, Randy.
Fun
Enjoy.
out there, Randy.
I'll try to, man. Enjoy WrestleMania. I know we'll be watching, so let's do it. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right.